Hey everybody, welcome to another evening. Welcome to another evening where we talk about all things slot machines with Mark from Home Slots Fun. Hey Club Mike V. Well, we wait
Hey,
for people
Mike.
to come on in. How's things going for you?
Things are going good. The customer came and picked up the top dollar yesterday that I was working on, and they're super happy with it. They got it home and set it up. Had a small issue, but I helped them work it out. FaceTime is a great thing for for troubleshooting slots. Let me tell you, I was able to just instantly solve it as soon as they showed me what was going wrong. And so, but other than that, I have four machines showing up tomorrow morning at 8:30. They're four top dollar machines, so I'm real excited to get those in and start working on those and get those sold for customers. So, but other than that, we had some family here last week, and we had some. You were able to join us on our live stream. Thanks for coming, Simon. That was a lot of fun.
You're welcome.
And that's what we do here. You know, we don't play for money. Well, we all put a little bit of money into the pot, and then the winner takes all kind of thing. But um, we had a lot of fun, and that's what you can do at home is just make a contest out of it, and it makes it just as exciting as being in the casino. So we had a lot of fun, and we'll definitely be doing it again every time family comes into town. So, and the word's starting to get around town that I've got these machines, so we're going to have more and more parties where people just come in here and play. So I'm happy. I want these machines to get played by more than just me. So that's always good.
That is so awesome to hear. I might have to crash one of your parties just to play the machines.
Sure, you're welcome anytime, Simon. You know
Thank
that.
you.
Of course. Of
And
course.
you know who else might crash the party too? 1 second. This might be our next party crasher. Sarah the slot machine.
I'm not sure I want to work on that one. I'll leave that one to you.
Thanks. Yes. Tonight are we going to be talking about finding the best machine and finding the right machine for you? And
Yep.
also before I forget, hey Slot Whale, what money, Dennis, J Real, nice to see you.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Yeah, let's jump into tonight's topic. So, we've talked a lot in the past about budgeting and setting budgets and all that. So I won't go into that, but I think most of you guys know by now that's always step number one before you walk into a casino is planning your budget, deciding how much you're willing to lose because we all know that you could win on slot machines, but the most likely scenario is that you'll lose it. But we hope that you have fun while you're there, and it's not just this process of trying to lose your money for no fun or entertainment at all. That's not what we want. So the first thing is always set your budget, going with what you're comfortable to play with, and then it's on to finding the right machine for you. So this is a very complicated question. A portion of it is strategy in finding the right machine, and another portion is just what kind of machines do you like to play. There are basically two camps of people. There are people that like the old classic reels, which I'm one of those. I don't like the video slots that much. And then there's the video slot people that will not play the classic reels because they're boring and they'd rather play the video slots. So you probably fit into one of those two categories. I mean, I guess you could be part of both. I'm sure people like both, but I've always found that people either like one or the other, and I think that's it's pretty funny. But the important thing is not to get so concerned and caught up with payback percentages and return to player statistics and all this stuff that you've heard. I mean, I've talked about it. Many slot channels talk about it. It's important information in the sense that it's making sure that the casinos are being honest and staying honest. The payback percentages are what are basically put down by the commission. Now, the casino can set them to what they want to, but the commission states a minimum and a maximum that they can set the machines to, and well, maybe not maximum, but definitely a minimum. And then it's up to the return to player statistics, which is what comes after. These are like the average amounts that are paid back to the player after a certain period of time, quarterly or yearly or something like that. And those basically keep the casinos in check to make sure that those payback percentages are paying back in their theoretical amounts. So the reason I tell you all that is you're probably like, wow, that sounds like a lot of math and that sounds very confusing. Why does that matter to me? It shouldn't. It really shouldn't because all of those statistics and numbers take place over millions of times, of millions of spins, lifetime of the machine. And if you try to get caught up in that, you're just going to make yourself crazy. And you're not going to be able to spot that while you're at a casino playing any machine. So just put that out the window. So how do you find a good machine? So the other thing that we've talked about a lot here is volatility. And again, let me explain what that is, because this is an important factor when deciding what you want to play, what kind of machine that you want to play. So you have low volatility machines. These are machines that don't pay out big amounts, but they pay out small amounts frequently. And then they have high volatile machines, which pay out infrequently, but the potential for higher payouts is there. So there's a big range. Some are very low, some are very high, and some are in the middle. A lot are in the middle. And it can be a little difficult to spot, what the volatility of a machine is. But before we get into that, you need to decide what you want to do with your money. Are you willing to risk it all for those big wins? Or are you willing to just play and have some fun, get your free drinks, maybe you're there with a group of people. If that's the case, I always recommend trying to find those low volatility machines, because your bankroll will last a lot longer. And the potential is still there to get a nice win. But you'll get those smaller wins much more frequently than you would a high volatility machine. But there's nothing wrong with high volatile machines either. There are some people that like to take the risk. Maybe you're just going to be in the casino for an hour and you have a $300 budget and you just want to try to get the biggest win that you could possibly get. We'll go find those high volatile machines and play those if that's what you're looking to do. So how do you decide or find out if a machine is low or high volatility? So my general rule of thumb, and this isn't 100% machines, but it's a pretty general rule that you can follow, is look at the machine and look at what the top jackpot amount is. And the further away that is from your base bet, the more volatile the machine is. So if you're looking at, say, a double diamond machine, very simple. This is a machine where the top jackpot amount is 800 times your bet. So it's 800 credits for one credit bet is the top jackpot. So that's considered a low volatile machine. If you move up to triple diamond, it's 2,500 instead of 800. So that one's a little bit more volatile because of that gap is getting a little bit longer. And then go to a 10 times pay machine where it's 10,000. So then it's really far away. It's getting even further. And then even the 12 times pay, I think, is 15,000. So it's, your base credit amount is way far away. So the higher it is, the top jackpot is away from your base bet, the more volatile the machine is, which just means it's going to be harder to hit. But if you do hit, the potential is there to get a very big win. And so it's really up to you to decide what kind of risk you wish to take, and look for those machines. I always say, and a lot of slot channels do too, to walk the floor. When you first go to a casino, don't jump right to the machine that looks flashy and looks like it's got a lot of excitement going around it. Walk around the floor first and look at all of the machines there, before you sit down and play a machine. Now, there's no like secret sauce in figuring out, which machine is going to be the one that's going to pay you the most that night. I mean, believe me, if there was a secret to that, people would not leave the casino. They would just stay there and do that forever. But there are some things that you can do to decide, risk reward. And those machine variances do exist in the casino. My general rule also is stay away from the penny video machines if you can really. I know they're taking over the casino now. It's hard to not find those. But if you want to play those, play it for entertainment and hope for a win. But those are notoriously bad for being high volatile as well as low payback percentage. And so you want to try to avoid those if you really can. But sometimes that's where the excitement is. Maybe your friends are looking for a specific game. You want to play the Lightning Link, and that's what everybody wants to play. There's nothing wrong with doing it. I just want you to set your expectations before you sit down and realize that Lightning Link is not all roses. I mean, it can take a very, very, very long time to get the bonus. And that's because it's very volatile. So that's how I go around and how I would pick the machine that's right for me. Is first decide your budget and then go into the casino, walk the floor, and then decide what is your risk factor. Are you looking for low risk and just wanting to have fun and still have the potential for a little win? Look for those lower volatile machines. The three reels are good examples of that. The old classic three reels, they're pretty much all low in volatility, except for the big ones like the 10 times pay and 12 times pay and even 5 times pay. Stay away from those. But the double diamonds, your triple stars, your red, white, and blue, those are pretty good machines to make your bankroll last a very long time. And so that would be my recommendation if you're not wanting to risk, a lot. So, but that's how I decide, and I think that's something you should consider when you go in. But please remember that there's no way that you can tell what a payback percentage is set to in a machine, and even if you could, that does not necessarily mean that it's a winning machine or a losing machine. It takes a very long time for those percentages to average out, and when I say long time, I said millions of spins. I really mean it. It takes a very, very long time for those to catch up. And so your individual session while you're in a casino, even if you were there for 24 hours straight playing the same machine, you would still not be able to tell or notice what the payback percentage is set to. So I strongly urge you to throw all that out the window when you go into a casino, because it's just going to get you confused and your expectations are not going to be correct when you go in there. So there's my spiel. So we can take some questions now, or Simon, if you have any questions too.
All right, so that's really good to know about the jackpots. That's why I was wondering why it was so hard to hit on Dragon Link, because what you were saying about the farther away your jackpot is from your bet, the harder it is. No, and it's crazy hard to hit anything decent on Dragon Link because it's such a volatile machine, and that's why I've had the absolute worst luck on that machine throughout the entire casino. Gil was asking us, name two slot machines that you would both play and why.
I would play Top Dollar number one, always. That's my absolute favorite game. Not because, it can be pretty rough sometimes, I'll admit, but the bonus is just so exciting to play. And I don't even care if it's low or high volatility. I just love playing the bonus. And so that's what I always lean towards. The other ones that I would play, if I, had a small bankroll, I would probably look for any well, I don't know, because the machines behind me are the ones that I really like, and they're not in the casinos anymore. Like the old classic Willy Wonka and all those. There was a version of Lord of the Rings that they came out with that was similar to the old one. I always liked seeing that one, but pretty much Top Dollar is the one that I always go to. If I were to play, it's just such a fun game. What about you, Simon?
All right, for me, if I was to pick a game, number one, my first game would be Buffalo, the old school aristocrat Buffalo, because to me, I find that game to be pretty consistent. Even if you can't get a bonus, you can actually make, if you're really lucky, you can make a $5 bill last 15 minutes on it. At one point, I actually made a $1 bill last me 15 minutes on that Buffalo machine. That's my number one go-to slot machine, is the old school aristocrat Buffalo, because of its perceived stability. Then on top of that, my second one, I know it's kind of, let me think, that's a really good question. My second one would actually be Sun and Moon, because I like that you can get pyramid symbols, and that the pyramid symbols reveal a wild. That's my number two. That's my number two slot machines I would go to.
Yeah, you're going to run into problems too, because those are disappearing. I can't remember the last time I saw an old school Buffalo in a casino that I've been to. So it sucks. Yeah. I wish there was a casino that just had all of the old stuff. Like, just buy all the stuff from all the big casinos and put all the old stuff. I guess downtown Vegas is supposed to have a lot of that, but I haven't been down there in a while. So if any of you guys have, I know Mike, you were in Vegas recently. I don't know if you ventured downtown, but I heard there's definitely some older ones down there. And he's absolutely right on this. The best machine in the casino is the change machine bill breaker. Put in a 20 and get 4 5s back. 100% payback with zero volatility. How did you find that out, Mike? You have some kind of inside information?
Yes, but just spill the tea out. I want to share every last drop of tea you have, Mike.
That's right.
We're gonna be
Come on,
drinking
Mike.
tea. Just kidding. Dish it out.
What do you know about ATMs, Mike? Yeah, Slot Warrior says definitely love all the classics behind you. Also, I miss them. I do too. They're so much fun. I don't know if you can see all of them. I've got the Wonka there, the Lord of the Rings, and I've got Flintstones over here right now. They're so much fun to play, and everybody loves coming over here and playing them. It's sad that they just do not exist anymore in the casinos. But what do you do? People get bored of them and they move on. There's only a few of us that like to play the old classics. So
Yes, and also I feel that nowadays slot machines are getting cycled quickly throughout the flow because due to like social media, I do know that social media they play a part of it, especially like on TikTok videos, where they're actually meant to be very short, and people I find that people get bored of things like quick, so therefore the casinos are forced to cycle through machines to hold attention. And for me, there's definitely some classics you have and classics I've seen on YouTube that I really wish that I was able to play when I was 17, or like even when I was like 13.
yeah. No, I definitely understand that, and so it's the way of the world. I mean, that's people. I remember when Lightning Link first came out. I thought, man, what a stupid game. Nobody's going to play this, and oh man, I'm so sick of that theme now. Watching, I mean, I just don't even watch YouTube videos anymore if they have Lightning Link or Dragon Link or any kind of game that has the balls to collect, because it's just not my thing. But man, was that a hit? I mean, that whole concept was just that just took off, and you never know sometimes. I mean, that's what casinos and manufacturers do. They put stuff out all the time and see if it sticks, and you don't really know until the statistics start to come in on how much play it's getting, and that's when they decide that it's something that they want to keep pursuing and maybe purchase more machines and put them on the floor. But sadly, the old ones go. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Definitely.
So,
yeah, and also
Fadi,
sorry.
oh, can I go ahead and read the question?
Yes.
Okay. So Fadi says, "Hey Fadi, by the way, I've seen you on my channel many times. Thank you so much for your support. So, can you briefly touch on upswings and downswings of pay tables, and if it's a complicated subject, maybe delve into it in a future episode?" It is a complicated subject. I did do a video on this. You've probably seen it, but let me kind of give you the gist of it. And I'll try to do this in a way that I don't confuse anybody. So there's two aspects of what causes a slot machine to show you something. There's the random aspect, and then there's the pay table aspect, which is what keeps it within the payback percentage that is set on the machine. And so what people say is constantly, well, how can it be truly random if you have to have it set within a certain percentage? I mean, wouldn't that get rid of all the randomness? The answer is yeah, that would, but that's not exactly how it works. So the way it works is that a random number generator is constantly running on these machines. And as soon as you press the spin button, the random number generator stops and it spits out a number. That number then goes to the assigned pay table. And when I say assigned pay table, it's an actual listing of all of the different credit wins that are possible on the machine, from the top jackpot all the way down to nothing. And based on the payback percentage, what is included in that pay table is different. So if it's a low payback percentage, the top jackpot maybe have only 5 ways, 5 numbers out of that random number generator to hit that top jackpot. Where if it was set higher at 95%, well, maybe there's 6 numbers or 7 numbers in that random number generator that can hit that jackpot. And so basically there's the random aspect where it's cycling through numbers and it picks one. When it picks one, it goes to the pay table and says, does this number fall within a certain range? And if it does, is that range a win or not? If it's not, then it spins a losing win, a losing combination, blank, blank, single bar, or something. And that part's random. It just picks something, because by the time the reels start to spin, whether it's video or classic reels, it's already decided what your win's going to be and what it's going to display. So nothing after you do that is going to make any impact. If it does result in a win, let's say that range of that number that it spits out falls within a range and it says this is a 10 credit win. It then says, what can I show the user on the slot machine reels that would give them a 10 credit win? And sometimes there's multiple possibilities, right? So on a double diamond machine, it could be a single cherry and a double diamond, or two single cherries, or double cherries, or three single bars. There's many different ways to show a 10 credit win, and it basically randomizes those and picks something to show you. That's the best I can do to explain this. But I had a video where I basically I'm a software developer, so I built a slot machine basically, writing code, and basically what it does is tries to simulate this and show you actually what's happening behind the scenes, the number that's being spit out, as well as how it looks it up on the table. So go to my channel. There's a video on there that says how do payback percentages work, and that'll explain this in further detail and actually show you visuals of it. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Aristocrat for the win. Boom dia. Absolutely, I agree. You made a friend with Simon. Simon loves Aristocrat.
Woo! You know why I love Aristocrat so much? It's because you can bet 5 cents, you can bet 10 cents to spin on it. I know I get trolled up and down YouTube, but I don't care no more because it's actually my money and it's actually some of my favorite games to play. But
thank you. You should say that.
Bye, Felicia. I actually had 5 fully. I think I saw in another live streamer's chat. Not gonna say names, but I saw 5 Felicias talking about me, and I'm like, no, it's my money. Bye.
Yeah, see you later.
Adios.
Yeah, if you don't want to watch 5 cent win or 5 cent bets, just go somewhere else. It's no big deal.
Not for me.
Yeah,
yeah I know not for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play for any money, and some of the comments I get are hilarious. You know, they're just, this has to be the dumbest slot channel on earth. There was one that said that, and I just pinned it to the top and had fun with them. I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I mean, this is what I do, so you don't have to watch it. It's fine.
Yep.
Everybody can do what they want to do on YouTube. I have no quarrels with anybody.
Neither do I.
We live in a free country. Everybody can put out whatever they want to do. It's totally up to them. Yeah, you're going to get some negative comments from time to time. I do. And you just respond to them or ignore them. Whatever way you want to handle it is up to you. But it's your channel. You decide what to do. So, all right. So Mickey Fish says, so bonuses where you pick the dragon or match the progressive, doesn't matter which one you pick. The outcome is already determined. Yes, and there is a way to know this for sure, if it's a predetermined bonus or not, or predetermined picking or not. After you finish picking, like if you need to match 3 amounts, let's say it's dancing drums, and you have to match 3 of the progressive names to get awarded the progressive. If after the end, after you've picked the 3, if it flips over all the other coins and shows you what was behind everything, then it was not predetermined. You were in full control over what you were picking. But if it doesn't flip the coins over and reveal where everything else was, then it was already predetermined before you started picking. And that's the 100% way to know if it's predetermined or not.
That is really well said. And sometimes I get so caught up in playing the machine that totally goes whoop on my head as a gang. I should pick the other coin over there, but then, like what you said, once again, sometimes the flip over is fake, like on some Viry games.
Yeah, a lot of them. Most of them are predetermined. There's a few that I know of. Quick Hits is a good one that's not predetermined when you're picking how many free games. One of the Walking Deads, the one with the big screen, the last one that came out, picking the jackpot was predetermined, but picking the free spins second was not predetermined because it showed you at the end after you picked where everything else was. So that's how you can tell.
That is really good to know too. And also, hey 5K Grenade, what's up? Nice to have some people in the chat, please. Hey Panjo, hey Jones Dylan, 847 phone. And also 40 says, we'll be in Vegas at the end of the month. I have a lot of free play, and I definitely plan on using it on free roll, less volatile machines.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really trying to go for the best possible result with your bankroll, um, that's what to go with. And you know how we know this is true is if you just walk into most high limit rooms, what is it filled with? Old style, real S2000 IGT machines. Just about every high limit room in Vegas is filled with them. Where there's not any of those out on the regular floor. There's a reason those are in the high limit room because that's what the high rollers like to play because they are less volatile and they pay back better. They just do. Those are the ones that I would always recommend playing. And but again, I mean, I don't want you to. I don't want to tell you which machine to play because it's ultimately your decision. Some people just cannot stand playing those classic three reels because they're boring. Yes, they are. A lot of them are incredibly boring, especially if they don't have a bonus or anything like that. And that's perfectly fine. If that's not what you want to play, go play something that's more to your liking. Your chances may not be as good, but it's not like this night and day difference. Like I'm not telling you that if you go play an old classic reel, you're twice as likely to win on that than you are a penny machine out on the floor that has some kind of movie theme to it. I'm not saying that at all. You can have just as much luck on that one as well. But to increase your chances, it is best to play those older machines. But I totally get it. Maybe just play it for a little while and get bored and go play something else. Or if you start off on the penny machine and you get a nice hit, well, maybe go play one of those and increase your bankroll. So, where are you going to be staying, Fadi? If you don't mind me asking. I stayed at Bellagio last time I was there. It was pretty nice, but a little too crowded for me, and I wasn't a big fan of the places to eat there. So
Yeah, dude, I find it crazy just how crowded the Bellagio is, and and Vardy says the Bellagio.
okay. After I just said I didn't like it, no, that's just me personal taste. I mean, I go there with a friend, and I mean we mostly stay in the room and play video games and stuff. But we like I like New York, New York because the food places there are just amazing. I mean, I'm not from New York, but I love that style of food. The deli there is great. There's a fish market there with fried fish that's outstanding. There's a Mexican restaurant there that's really good. I've never had a bad meal there, and so I always like staying there because I feel like I can go to those restaurants in my flip flops and shorts and not have to dress up and stuff like that. When you're in the Bellagio, you kind of feel like you need to dress up, and I'm just not that kind of person. I did enjoy staying there. It was a little bit more pricier than New York for sure, but we wanted to splurge at least once and have fun there. But I think we'll probably be back in New York next time.
I've actually not stayed at the Bellagio or New York, but now that you said New York, New York, I'm actually pretty curious about staying there.
You should. It's. I mean, the hotel needs a renovation. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the rooms are getting a little dated. I mean, it's clean and it's comfortable. But if you're looking for that Cosmo or Bellagio or anything like that, you're not going to find that at New York. But the rooms are inexpensive. The casino is great because the ceilings are very tall, so there's no smoke residue. There's like I said, the places to eat. You got to ride the roller coaster at least once while you're there, of course. And what else do I like? There's an arcade on the second floor. If you like arcade and ticket games and stuff, we've been in there many times. There's just so much to do there. So even if you're not staying there, I would still recommend going there at least
Yes,
once.
I do want to. I do want to see. I do want to do I do want to do a live stream from the New York arcade someday, and also just like thinking about this bike. There's this like misconception. I remember like watching. I remember like seeing a comment in one of my most recent live streams where I was actually testing the 5-spin method. And of course, non from the start, it doesn't work. So I was like just testing it to see, just to see what would happen if somebody did believe it should work. That's why, and that's why I was testing it. Long story short, somebody said that somebody said like, oh, by the way, the five spin method doesn't work in Vegas, but it should work at another casino. That was actually what somebody did say about it, which actually like, yeah, which I know I'm kind of rambling, but it can add to the danger of the misconception.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't agree with it. I just don't think that's the way it works. In fact, I know it's not the way it works. But I
Not at
mean,
all.
it, there are YouTube channels that say that it does, and that's fine. Again, I'm not, maybe in the past I would call out these channels, but that's not who I am now. I realize that people are going to be able to do what they want to do, and that's fine. And people can make up their own minds whether it's right or not. My suggestion is always just consider the source, and also just never pay for any kind of slot help because it's not needed. You can do a Google search, you can look on YouTube, you can watch a lot of different educational channels, and then make up your own mind. I mean, don't. Everybody has an idea on how these things work, and some of it is true, some of it's not, and it's going to be a debate forever. It's not something that anybody's going to be able to say this is the definitive truth to it, But everybody should feel comfortable in doing what they want to do on YouTube and putting out the information that they have. And if people want to believe it, that's fine. I have no issues with that whatsoever. Five spin method, it 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 doesn't work in the sense that is the machines are programmed to either have it or not. The machines are just not programmed to do it. But you can say five spin method, and there are methods to that. There are methods to spinning machine five times and then leaving and going to another machine. It's a good way to manage your money and slow your bankroll and not get caught up in constantly spinning on the machine. But from my knowledge and my understanding, the machines are not programmed to either have that or not. So I'll leave it at that. But again, I don't. People can do whatever they want to do and say whatever they want to say on YouTube. It's not for me to judge anymore. People can make up their own minds. We're all humans. We all have a brain. We can do what we want to do. So we'll leave it at that.
Yes, that's really well said.
Yep. Everybody should have fun. All right. Slot Warrior says, I move around all the time from machine to machine, and I always change bets. Seems to help me win more. Yeah. I mean, there's if something works for you, by God, don't stop it. I mean, don't. There are so many ways that people, have learned to control their money whenever they are in a casino, and that's a good thing to do. If that works for you, keep doing it. Changing your bets, lowering and hiring your denominations. I mean, there's something to that, right? You may change it to a high denomination for a single spin just to see what happens, and you may get lucky. Maybe that was your time, and that's a good thing to try every now and then. It's fine. But just remember that slot machines are not programmed to manipulate you in any kind of way, or you to be able to manipulate it. So just keep that in mind, whenever you do those kind of things. I know it's impossibly difficult. As human beings, we want to look for reason in everything that happens in front of us. If it's explainable or if it's not explainable, there's got to be some explanation. So, that's just natural. That's how human beings work, and I understand that. And it's difficult in the slot machine world because there's not a single source. You can't walk into a casino and ask an employee, how do your slot machines work? Which are the ones that are winning? Where can I find the machines that are going to get me the most money? They're not going to tell you that. And there's no document that exists that tell you, how to tell if a slot machine is going to pay you or not. There's nothing like that. And so when there's nothing like that, of course, rumors, myths, all that stuff happens. It's the nature of the world we live in. It doesn't matter if it's slot machines or something else. If there's not a definitive source or document, it's all opinion. And that's why I say it's good and healthy for people to have opposing opinions and to back it up with whatever facts that they have, or they can proof that they can provide. Things that I say, I try to show on the machines behind me. But sometimes it is an opinion, and that's fine. So yeah, it is all about timing. Absolutely. I mean, and that really is it. It's the whole sum of it. You just press the button and you hope for the best, and hope that your timing was right when you did it. But that's the end all of what of how to play a slot machine. It's just pushing the button and hoping for the best. But there are so many other things that you can do with budgeting, money management, finding those lower volatile machines, leaving after you win a jackpot, requesting a check instead of getting cash. There's so many different things that you can do that I would consider strategies to playing slot machines. Those are the healthy strategies. Those are the good strategies. Those are the ones that you don't need to know anything about how a slot machine works to appreciate and apply to your play. And those are the ones that you should really, really focus on, in my opinion.
Yes, and also, hey Shannon. I find that when I'm speaking of strategies, I find one of my most effective strategies lately is to break the $20 bill into $5 bills. So what I do is I put $5 in the machine at a time, and if I lose that $5 bill is gone. But if I can get that $5 bill over $5, even if it's $6, I cash that $5 bill out and I put it in my left pocket. Then I put another $5 bill so that I can make sure I am going from a little something.
That's good. I like that. If you don't have one of those pocket safes or something, just use a different pocket. Pull the cash out of your right pocket. That's your budget pocket. And then your left pocket is your winning pocket. I like that. That's a good thing to do. As long as you have the willpower not to go into that left pocket.
Yeah.
Or the back pocket.
I find the only way to get my willpower going is to go straight up to my room. If I'm staying at that casino, go straight up to my room and dump out the tickets onto my bed. I put them under the pillow. I actually put all my tickets under the pillow in hopes of the Blue Bowl 2 ferry coming. The Blue Bowl ferry.
Just make sure you grab your tickets before you check out of the hotel.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she hasn't came yet. I put like a stack of tickets there. No ferry, no Blue Bowl, no
ferry. That's too funny. One of these times.
Yes, one day I'm gonna be asleep. One day I'm gonna be asleep. I know that if you're new here, you may not have heard of this, but there's like this WMS Blue Bowl 2 slot machine I want. But one day I'm gonna go to sleep just like a slot machine. I'm gonna put just the right thing under the pillow and wake up with a Blue Bowl 2. I know.
Maybe someday. You never know.
Yes. Hey Trishy, nice to see you.
Bluebird's a little bigger than a tooth. Might be a little complicated.
Yep.
Just wake up and have it sit there.
Imagine me going to sleep one night and then I'm like waking up tonight. Then when I go back to my bed, I might actually find myself waking up in the seated position because the fairy tried putting the blue board under the pillow.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, I think whether you separate your money in the pockets or get one of those cash boxes, or another thing I said is that if you're traveling with a friend and there's a safe in the room, give them the money and let them control the safe code so that you can't get to it. Have your friends help you out.
Oh, that's a really great idea. And also, Fadi is asking, home slots, do you visit the strip often and play?
No, I don't play. I visit the strip often, though. I I absolutely love Vegas. I don't know what it is about it. Not so much the gambling. I just love everything else about it. It's just so alive. And like I said, I have a friend from California that comes out and meets me. And we've been going out probably every 3 or 4 months for the last couple of years. It's just a cheap place to go. I mean, the flights are inexpensive. The hotel rooms are inexpensive. He can drive from California, so he doesn't have to fly. And so we go there. And so when I go, I like staying at New York, like I mentioned before. But I've stayed at Aria. I've stayed at Bellagio. I think I wanted to try to MGM Grand next, but that one's also really crowded. I just don't like the ones that are overly crowded. Mandalay Bay looks pretty nice. But anyway, I love going to Vegas, but not so much for the gambling. It's all about everything else that you can do there. So I get enough of that at home, believe me. I play a lot of these things. Yeah, people watch. Chris says, love people watching in Vegas. Yeah, absolutely. We do the same thing. Oh, go ahead. Super chat.
And also, thank you so much, Bermuda975 for the $2 super chat. Woo! Thank you so much. If I win 1,000 million something dollars, I'm giving Simon 99999. Thank you so much.
As long as you cover the taxes for it.
Yep. Taxes first. Good call.
Yeah. Yeah, people watching is great in Vegas. Boy, you can see just about everybody there. All shakes of life center around Vegas. Also, the shows, I didn't mention that, but if you haven't seen the shows that are out there, we went to a comedy club at MGM Grand. I guess it was in January when I was out there. Did I go in January? I can't remember. No, it was last November. Last November, we went out there, and there was a comedy club in MGM Grand, and it was very good, very funny. So I definitely recommend going to see that. And it wasn't expensive either. I think each ticket was maybe $50 or so. It was very inexpensive. So there's a lot of inexpensive stuff that you can do. My tip is do avoid those people that those salespeople that kind of crowd the entrances to the casinos, where they try to just pull you over and start trying to get you to buy tickets and stuff like that. Just be a little bit leery of those guys, because they'll try to sign you up for way more than you need to be signed up for if you're looking for show tickets and stuff. So just be careful of that. I always recommend either if you do have a casino host, they can probably arrange tickets for you. If you don't, just go to the ticket counter early and buy tickets for a show the following night, or you can even do them online now, and that's the cheapest you're going to get it. And there's a lot of good prices on all those shows. So, yep. Mike says, is it cheaper to fly or drive nowadays, especially with the high gas prices in California? Yeah, that's why I haven't asked him if he wants to go back out. We were out there just a month and a half ago. When was I there, Simon? I don't remember. It was like 6 weeks ago or something. We were just there, so we probably won't go again until later. But I'm going to be at G2E this year in October. So if you're going to be there, I'm going to be there. Cowboy Slots is going to be there. Stacy High Limit Slots is going to be there. I think NJ guy, slot guy, is going to be there. A lot of us are going to be there, so it should be fun. I've already bought the tickets to the show, and so I'll be at G2E this year. So it should be a lot of fun, and that'll be the next time I'll be in Vegas. So.
I really wanted to go really, really bad. Ever since I got to go to G2E my first year, 2021, I've been hooked. I'm wanting to go every year.
I've never been, so this will be my first time. I've never really had a reason to go now, but I'd like to get some content on the channel and see if I can get some interviews with some of these manufacturers about how they build their games and such. That's kind of what I'm after going there. So
I would really love to get to meet some of the manufacturers, because
yeah,
really good slot machines.
Yep. And Trish says even the expensive shows are usually good. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't been to them before, absolutely spend the money. Like all the Cirque du Soleil, O in Bellagio, I believe it is. It's called O. There's a lot of different ones. There's a double diamond. She's getting it out in pieces.
Yep. I got the double diamond. It's ready to party. It says hi.
Yeah, I definitely like the expensive shows are good. Blue Man Group, we've gone to that many times because I just absolutely love Blue Man Group. But I like music and percussion, so of course I would like that kind of show. But what else we got here? So Chris says, on my past few Vegas trips, I only gambled maybe 150 to 200 at the max, and I was there for 7 days. Oh gosh, probably for a convention. I only gambled if I was with other people and wanted a cheap drink. Yeah. If I do gamble, it's $100, maybe $200. I try to keep it limited to just, having some fun or killing time while we're waiting for reservations or something, or check out the new games just to see how they play. But 7 days is a very long time to be in Vegas. After about 4, I'm ready to get the hell out of there. It's time to come home and sleep in my own bed at normal hours. So
Yes, my record time in Vegas was 10 days, which I did like a few days ago. Got back home from
that's way too long. Yikes.
It is. Hey, Mary Jane.
Yeah, Mike.
Good to see you.
Yeah, Mike. I don't know if he would. If I asked him to come back out now, he probably wouldn't because gas is it's so bad in California right now. He was sending me pictures of $8.15 in the LA area where he's at, and yeah, just the flights haven't really been impacted. Now they were initially when all the gas prices started skyrocketing. I was looking. We were planning another trip out there, and we're like, we can't go anytime soon because I mean, usually the round trip tickets to Vegas from here are maybe $325, $350. You know, they're not that bad. But around the time when all the gas prices and the Ukraine thing was really heating up, it was 600, 625. I'm like, there's just no way we can make this work right now. But they came down. The gas prices or the airline prices came down pretty fast. So they're not so bad.
That's good to know.
Yeah, Mike, you should try to come out there. You can definitely come out there as a YouTube channel. So no problem. Maybe someday. Maybe next year. Save up. We'll do it next year.
I really want to go to G2 this year. There has to be a way.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a lot of sales. Hey, Big Easy. How's it going? Starting to lose connection to my AirPods. Football's around the corner. I love going there during the season. Why is that? Just is it because football's on every TV screen in the casino, or interested in what you think? Yeah, it's Mary Jane. It's I'm just north of you, and it's around 385. I think I filled up today for 385 a gallon, so it wasn't too bad. Doing good, Big Easy. Thank you.
I am glad that the gas prices are slightly dropping. Inflation is definitely a really touchy topic, and it's like definitely taking a really strong burden on the world right now.
Yeah, it is, and you know we're going to go through this many times, especially in your lifetime, Simon, and the rest of mine. There's going to be ups and downs. It always happens, and important thing is to save when you can save, and you know, cash is king right now. So do your best to keep everything cheap. Don't buy any expensive slot machines.
No slot machines for me. Simon, no slot machines.
That's right. I'm in the Central Texas area. I'll just keep it at that. I don't want to get too local. Yeah. Although the funny thing is, Mike, is that the oil's produced here, but they ship it somewhere else to get to refined, and then it comes back. So I used to think that growing up, but all the oil just gets refined somewhere else anyway, so it doesn't stay in the state. Nothing like cashing a winning ticket at the sports book than blowing it all in Buffalo. You know, I would love to have an explanation of how the sports book works. I look at the board and I'm just totally confused. I always wanted to bet on sporting events because it seems like one of the best things you can do is to put money down and then watch a 3.5 hour game. I mean, what a way to, like, you know, really lengthen your gambling session. Place one bet and wait. It's like waiting for a slot machine for 3.5 hours to spin the reels. You know, that's great.
Yes, I never thought of sports betting as like a slot machine that took forever to spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know it's really funny. You know what the interesting thing about is like when for gambling when it used to be like the roulette wheel, well, blackjack or poker and like horse races, gambling used to you used to have to like wait. You used to have to wait at least a minute in between times that you could actually place a bet. Nowadays you can put money in the slot machine and go bang bang slap.
Oh yeah, and they're getting faster and faster as they spin. You know, it's ridiculous. I've seen some people sitting at Lightning Link and hitting that button, and it's just nauseating. I was like, wow, just watching your cash just go down so fast. But you're playing for the bonus. I mean, I get it. Some people like to do that. So.
Yep. And nowadays, there's like this one game I have on my blue board called Roman Egypt that you can because I have the blue board 2 CPU, since that CPU is really powerful, you can like literally slap the button like 5 times a second and the wheel stop really fast.
Yep. Okay. I hope you like the heat here. It's bad. It's really bad.
It is. It's really bad. It's really bad.
We've had more days over 100 degrees than we've ever had in the history books this year. It's been brutal. And there's no end in sight.
Yeah.
So, Mike says, I understand a little bit of it. I've made a sports bet online before, but not at a physical location, at least not yet. I haven't either. I just, you know me, I have to learn every single thing about the game, or, you know, just like you do, Mike, on your channel with poker. I would have to learn every single thing there is to know about the game before I ever place a wager with my own money. It just, to me, it just seems like the logical thing to do. And I know a lot of people don't do that. But even with slot machines, it's important to read the instructions. Yes, Simon's raising her hand. It's important to read the instructions and know what you're getting into. And, you know, I think it's one of the things I think is really cool, especially, you know, I was watching Mike's stream earlier. He plays on the video poker game online that actually shows you. I don't know, Mike, comment, does it show you before or after you decide? But it will show you what the best play is for 5-hand poker, like the video poker machines that you would find. Because there is strategy to that. And the way you better your odds on that game is to learn the strategy exactly. Always do the right thing. Always hold the right cards. And that's the way you get your optimum play. And so that's, I mean, I would do that constantly until I learned every possible variation before I sat down at a video poker machine and played. So, and yeah, I tell you though, see, the thing is, and you know, Vegas has a dry heat. I know. People are going to say, yeah, but there's nothing different than dry heat and wet heat. There is. Let me tell you, here in Texas, 110 degrees feels like 120 easily because of humidity. And what I always say, the biggest difference is in Vegas, if you just stand in the shade, you can cool off a little bit. But here, if you stand in the shade, it just gets worse. So, but yeah, probably stay inside or check out the pool for sure.
Definitely. And right,
Mike,
and oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Mike said the training mode will let you know after you hit the draw button. Okay. I wasn't sure if it could show you before or after, but that's good to know. You have to. I'll hit you up on Discord because I'd like to get the link to that. I couldn't see it because I was on the phone, but I'd like to play there so I can just kind of hone my strategy a little bit. But I learned a lot just watching your videos, so I appreciate it. And if I haven't done enough plug, Mike's a good friend. He's been following me for a while, and he kind of follows me around to all those streams I do, so I appreciate him. But he has a channel as well, and it's all about video poker and poker. So if you have any interest in that, man, go check him out because he has a lot of stuff on video poker. I consider him the poker expert. So if anybody ever comes to me asking for poker advice, I'm going to have to send them to Mike. And Trish says, took a free video poker class at a Vegas casino, played free online blackjack tutorial for hours for playing in person. Yeah, very smart. And some of them, used to do, I think they used to do blackjack tutorials and stuff in the casino, but the only time I've ever seen it now is for craps, where they have lessons on how craps works. And the funny thing is I consider myself pretty intelligent, at least when it comes to analytics and programming and things like that, but I still cannot figure out how the game craps works. I know it's supposed to be very simple, but I've watched so many things and I've tried to play, and I cannot understand that game whatsoever. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just a strange game. So is the hype real about video poker? I always hear that they have better odds and payback percentage. They do, but only if you are playing at 100% optimal play. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but that's what I've always heard, and that's what I've always learned, is that the only way to get that maximum percentage, the payback percentage, is if you are playing every single hand exactly like it should be played. Yeah, if you do a craps tutorial, Mike, definitely hit me up, because I will watch that. And then I'll be able to just ask you questions. I think that's probably the biggest thing, is I've tried to play like on the free casino websites where you can just play these games for free. And I've tried to play and try to figure it out, and I just never been able to do it. So that'd be a good video for you, Mike, for sure. Can you play a little bit of that Willy Wonka game? Yeah, I'll do a couple spins on it. We'll do that to wrap it up. We got 4 minutes left.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Sure. Let me move that over, and we'll do a couple spins on it.
Let's get the big, beautiful bonuses.
Yeah.
WMS Blue Phone forever.
I got my giant Mario next to it here. So.
It's okay.
All right.
Come on, Wonka. Bonus
sound coming through all right?
Come on, bonus.
Almost. You guys hear it all right?
So, feature triggered. Look up.
Oh, this is great.
Come on, 25. Land it. 25. 25.
First one.
How many spins do we have?
5 spins.
All right, come on, 5 spins. Give us a big, beautiful winner.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
All right.
I want this game. I love it.
All right, guys. Well, hope you. It's time for me to go to bed. It's getting late here. But thanks for joining, guys, and we'll definitely see you on the next video. Thanks again. Bye, Simon. Good luck on everything.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, and thank you.
All right, you too.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Night, night, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.